Hey Trish, welcome to 9511 Orion Court in Burke, Virginia. Coming over. Okay, my name is Carla Videra. I am a real estate agent with Debbie Dorrell and Associates, and I have been in the business now for 15 years. How I got started in renovations, very early in my career, I actually started when the market crashed. So I was able to kind of see other people, other investors buy in, doing, the renovations and selling them. It was not until a few years after I started my career that I came up with an opportunity in Alexandria, and I partnered up with my favorite client, who is now my husband, and we did our first flip or resale together. And then, over the years, we just came up with more opportunities, and now we're partnering up with other people to do the same thing. So. All right, so we're here in the foyer. As you can see, everything was replaced here. I love the idea of having a main level office. So when I saw this, it had all paneling, and I said instant wallpaper in the back. That's just not gonna change. So I chose these colors. I wanted the house to feel more airy, have more warm tones, so I can kind of mix it up with some of the trendy colors. This one has a green color palette, and everything else is like a more cream and neutral tones. I chose to also do all of the interior doors a different shade. This is accessible beige, so I kept all the trim and every interior door a different color than the baseboard trim, so it gives it a little bit more warmth, and your eye can see every different color here. There's a powder room. Let's see. Yeah. So the powder room, I went with the green and the gold and the more, transitional, I want to call it. I don't know if this is a term, but I don't like super modern houses and contemporary. So I go with colors and choices that are going to go with any kind of furniture, and just to keep up with like the original feel of the home. Here, we replaced every single cabinet and added this island. I believe it was like a U shape before. So we took that out and made this island with a lot of sitting space, and used a two-tone kitchen, which is, this is off-white, and this is more like an oak, rift oak color. It's what it's called. So the beautiful thing about this house was the natural light. I knew the way it was sitting when I first saw it. I saw it at 11 o'clock in the morning, and by 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. we were under contract. I was not gonna let it go. So I was able to come in and see the potential on a sunny day. And as you can see in the back of the house, there's 3 sliding doors and 1 window. That's a lot of natural light that you can get here in the afternoon times. And this was already open, so we really didn't have to open up any walls or do any kind of support to, reopen one area. So the floor is the same all throughout the main level. And there was wood paneling here everywhere, and we just replaced it with drywall. And kudos to my husband for doing the mantle. He's an official carpenter now. It's good.
6 figures, do you think you've reached that point?
We've reached a 6-figure point. Yeah. Okay. Over the last, I would say, over the last 4 years, we've reached a 6 figures in every flip that we've done. But also, it does help when you partner up with other people, so you can get those margins as well. This backyard is awesome. Yeah, so it was a really nice yard when we came in. Most of the exterior was already done in this home, but we love how, you know, there's a space to do so many things here. I love the fact that you could do like a fire pit situation here, or, you know, like put a lot of the outdoor sitting areas, and it's super calm and quiet here since it's like a cul-de-sac street. You hear the birdie birds?
Yes, girl. Carla.
Yes, Trish.
So serious. Tell me about Burke. Like, what do people love about Burke? Because everyone's like, I want to be in Burke. What is it?
So I've been here for a long time now, probably about 17, 18 years. My first condo I purchased in Burke, and at the time for me it was the schools, because I have a little one, and over time I learned to enjoy everything that it had to offer. You know, we have a farmer's market every single Saturday morning. We have a ton of trails, tennis courts, 5 swimming pools that, you know, you can join, you know, your membership covers. So when you had a family, it's even if you don't, you and your friends can go to one pool on a Saturday, and then on Wednesday let's go to the other one. And so I found a lot of activities that are outside of my home, and I could walk to them. Like, that was something that I loved about Burke. And then over time it's changed. More stores, more restaurants have come up this way in the last, you know, 17, 20 years that I've seen a lot of changes. And the value, the homes are pretty, you know, spacious, and there's a lot to do around here. Okay, so it might look gray, but it's not. It's called ribbed sage green. And I have been using green over the last couple of renovation projects, and people seem to really like it. And I wanted to keep it just here because the board and batten that I did is in the dining room, so I just wanted all of it to flow but not be saturated by the green color.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you if you remember. When you first did real estate,
Yeah.
do you remember how much a detached home was in Burke? This is gonna give away our age.
I know, right? So I would say probably in the mid 500s to upper 500s.
Okay,
Yeah.
what can that get you now in Burke?
A condo? Yeah, but probably like a nice 2-level condo, because there are some pockets in Burke that you can find a condominium that it's a 2-level. So you still feel like you're in a townhouse. Or a townhouse that needs a lot of work, which is another option that you can look into to jumpstart your journey in real estate. I love it.
What did you guys do? How did
So this design, I actually found it on Pinterest. And I've been trying to incorporate more board and batten in our designs. And so I saw this one, and I love the ribbed situation over here. And it was really difficult to find actually something similar. So I had to order this part of it. And it just worked really great in the space. And as you can see, I try to go a little bit higher so it gives it more, you know, height. Even though all of these houses are 8 feet tall, it just feels a little bit different in this space. Yeah, and the lighting also, we added recessed lighting to all the main level and the lower level, and that makes a big difference, you know, when you're entertaining. Okay, so as you can see, this room is the formal living room area. This is once again a colonial house, so typically you do have certain rooms that are separated. We did open up a little bit this entrance, not too much, just to kind of have a more openness feel, but it's such a big room. Like, you can fit many pieces of different furniture here. In fact, we had a huge piano here originally when we first bought this house. And I'm like, it was taking like a good part of it. But I love this room. Like I said, super airy, a lot of natural light. And yeah, it's very inviting. I think I certainly wanted to take risks. Even with my own house, when I first bought, I was 22 years old, which is very young. But I knew I needed to do it because for me, I was exposed to real estate very early on in my life. So I knew that that was going to be the path to greater things. I didn't go to college. I didn't have a degree. But I knew that if I bought a property at a young age, by my 30s or 40s, I would have been set in a way that maybe others can. And that is just simply, you know, going from the smallest home that you can buy and jump into something bigger and then jump into something that you really wanted. And I'm still on that path. I still want to one day retire near the ocean. And then my only way to do it is to continue to find properties, to continue to be a realtor, and to continue doing this as a business as well, so I can, you know, reach my goals. We are in the hallway of the upper level. This house has 4 bedrooms up here and 2 full bathrooms. Let's start with the owner's suite. We didn't really change much over here, and I used these wood slats that are some of my favorite just to kind of give it a little bit of a wow factor in the owner's suite. And they have 2 closets here, and what we did over here, we expanded the shower. It was much smaller, but we kind of expanded a little bit and did the double vanity. It only had like a 1 vanity before. This is what buyers prefer these days, to have a his and hers type of vanity.
How did you expand this?
There was a closet here, actually, now that you're mentioning this. There was an additional closet, so we got rid of that closet and we expanded this.
Oh, wow, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nicely done.
Once again, husband did the floating shelves here. Carpenter.
I'm intrigued. If I came up to you, I'm a brand new real estate agent and I want to buy a house. What's your recommendation? Because I know you bought at a very young age.
My recommendation would be to start as soon as possible and in an area that is going to give you equity, you know. Probably buy something that needs a little bit of work. I always tell my friends, and I always tell just anybody, to just buy something that needs a little bit of work, that you can get it at a better price point than the rest. And then over time, within a few years, you know, you're gonna build up your equity to help you go to the next one. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I should mention this. This nook was part of the other bedroom. And so as soon as I knew that, I said, this closet, we're gonna make a closet into the owner's suite to allow more room for more clothes and shoes and things. So this is an add-on into the owner's suite because the other bedroom already had a closet, so it didn't need the space. I like this carpet too. Yes.
When we're walking around, it feels like she has a brand. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yes, like I know this is your signature look.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of the times when people do flips, they just kind of slap on whatever's trendy, and they don't think about like, how are the family gonna move here?
Yes.
And how is this gonna be, you know, useful, like the little cubbies that you cut out.
Right, and then the functionality, right? Storage and space to walk around. because people want to put more and more and more, and you don't need that. You need functionality. So we literally spend hours trying to figure out what's going to make sense. If the refrigerator opens up one way, am I going to bump into something? If I open the dishwasher, am I going to, you know what I mean? Like little things that I would say probably not everybody thinks of all the time, but we've done it so many times that we want to be functional. And then, you know, the rest is just fun picking colors and tile and spending hours at the floor and the core.
You are their best customer.
Yeah.
Yes, they know you by name.
So you see that little space that I was talking about in the owner suite? This is what it was. So, and then it's still a very spacious bedroom, right? And that is another wall that everybody actually loved. How do you like this one, Trish?
This is crazy. I think the craftsmanship is like what's like.
I know. I researched like size, cuts, inches. Like I worked with the guy too, because he's never done anything like this. So at some point the math was not mathing, and I'm like, let's take a break, come back tomorrow. And start fresh. But he ended up pulling it off, and this is one of my favorite ones that I've done so far. And the color is so rich, and I put it here because it's darker than the other colors, but this has a lot of sunlight. So it's just gonna look, any darker tone, it's gonna look good. I did go a little wild on the rest of the accent walls, okay? But I feel like every kid needs its own room, and so I feel, or maybe an office up here or workout room, I don't know. But I just like to go a little bit, you know, colorful, and, you know, just give it some patterns, something to look at, and not make it a full boring bedroom.
I like this one.
This is cute, right? I've never done this one before. This is the first time I did this one. People are like, I don't know what to make of it. I'm like, you don't have to, because you're not going to live here.
That's right.
Some
girl.
fun kid is going to enjoy it.
This is gonna be my room.
Okay, Trish, you can spend the night. Spend the night here. Was a challenging bathroom. Because it had a much smaller space here for a vanity, but we opened this up and created this shelving situation for more storage. And so we did a 48-inch vanity versus, I think it only had a 30 and like an awkward space. I love the combination here. This is one of my favorite colors. It's called Sea Salt. And I matched the niche with this color. I don't know if you can see it in camera, but I just try to kind of match sometimes different accents.
When you first got into it, the condo that you bought, did it need work, or like did you live in it? Like how was it?
It was
Your house
1984. It was like going back in time.
Wow.
Everything was blue. There was blue.
Yeah, it's bringing back.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the color blue, don't get me wrong, but it was like walking into a big swimming pool. The backsplash was blue, the countertops were blue, the floor tile in the kitchen was blue. Nothing had been touched since 1984. And I think she only replaced the roof and the windows. But I was like, this is what I can afford. I'm gonna go right into it and change one tile at a time.
So you were doing the work.
Oh yeah, I was doing the work. Yeah, I was doing everything. I actually rented a space, house hacked a little bit at the beginning, first few years. And with that money that I saved, I was able to do some renovations. So I started in the kitchen, then I did the floors. I worked it, and it paid off because I sold it. At the time when I sold it, it was the highest 2-bedroom sold price. And I'm like, see ya, I'm gonna go to my next house. But it was fun. It was a beautiful house. It brought a lot of good things to my life. You know how Sometimes the houses have that.
Yes.
Like everything happens.
Yes.
It was good vibes. Okay, we're in the basement. We did LVP flooring all throughout. I think it had carpet, but it's a great space. I think the entire house is over 3,000 square feet, about 33. It's like pretty good. And I chose this bang color as an accent for it, but we kept the same tones of the color of the interior doors. And it's a in-ground basement, so we added a lot of recessed lights in here as well. And you can see my most precious decorative items, honeybees. They had to make it to this house as well. So we also renovated this bathroom. I went a little darker here with the green. It's like a bluish, greenish, but I'm into making the niches as big as they can be these days. If it's going to just be small, I don't know. I feel like everybody needs more space to put everything else in there. And the finishes here and the other upper level are all black. These are new. I've never used this before, but I kind of like the cross, like little details like that. I spend hours looking for finishes, and that's my favorite thing to do too. For me now, I mean, before it was more financial, you know, to kind of obviously have more income, but over time it became a lot more like I love the creative part of it. I was able to walk into a house and trying to, you know, imagine, oh, what can I do in this room? How can we bring more natural light in? You know, bringing houses to its glory again, it's something that it really moves me, because you never know. Sometimes families go through challenging times and they cannot take care of the homes and they get neglected. And you know very well that at some point in that house is being super, you know, celebrations, birthdays, and I just want to bring it back to what it was.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yay! Okay, how do you feel?
I think I feel good and I feel weird a little bit. I think I'm doing like too much like